How are you? I hope that you are doing splendid, whatever it is that you are in the world. Did I do a good impression? Did I do? Did I? I hope I did. I'm proud of myself. um, no, it's good to be here with you always, anytime, any day of the week. If it's on a Monday night, Sunday night, Saturday night. I have to admit, I am like really exhausted. I'm supposed to say like but you know what? Right now I am like so totally exhausted. You can even like see the sleep in my eyes. But I had to come on here, obviously, at least for an hour and obviously share with you some of the fun stuff that, I've been obviously doing. Look, I have a pimple. That's fun and exciting for you to watch, huh? No, I've uh, nothing changed really. I mean, I've been like working, um, trying to work at what I'm working at. Does that makes sense? No, finding a job, increasing finances, and here in the U.S. around this time. By the way, today is the first happy new month of February, and it is frigid outside. So around this time, it's tax season. What is it? Tax season from, I think, today. Yeah, today until like I think April. I guess it's time for us to do our taxes here as Americans. And there are some of us who pay taxes and some of us who don't pay taxes. When you look at your tax statement as a W-2 employee, you are giving a lot of your hard earned money to the government. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I want to talk about taxes tonight. I want to talk about taxes because I just feel like if you're an accountant, what accounting service are you with? If you are a financial person, like a life insurance agent, automobile service, sales agent, I don't know, any type of, sales agent, real estate. I'm so glad that you are here tonight with me to celebrate, to love, to talk about taxes. So a lot of people they say to themselves, do you like to talk about taxes? I want to know how taxes and I want to know how reform works in your country. Like I want to know particularly how do taxes work in Australia. I know, or at least I understand, that people in Canada pay up to 50% in taxes. And according to them, they're saying that they have a good healthcare system in Canada. Do I really believe that? Is that so? I would like to know that. But yeah, so W-2, okay? We're going to talk about the tax codes, 1099s, I guess, something like that. It's all based on the Internal Revenue Service here in the US. Now, why am I talking about the IRS? Why am I talking about tax codes? Why am I talking about life insurance? Well, because a lot of you already know that I do have a disability. And when you have a disability, um, your whole life changes, not just emotionally and physically, but financially. You can't work like everybody else. You have to really put the effort in your job. Yeah. Because you get either bouts of anxiety or depression, vertigo attacks. What else? What else? What else? What else? You get like this debilitating fatigue. It's like so freaking debilitating that it almost feels like you are on chemo. So I want to talk about disabilities on here. I want to talk about how do disabilities affect your mentality? How do they affect your, what you call it, emotions? How do they affect your well-being? Obviously, yeah, well-being, because you're always thinking that something's gonna happen. What if my blood pressure goes too low, or what if I go into like an episode of like I don't know, something that's something like an epileptic seizure, or what if I go into like an asthma attack? Whatever it is that your disability is, I want to talk about that. And the things that you can do in the place that you're in. Yeah, I want to talk about that. I definitely want to talk about that. Anyways, all right. So before we talk about taxes, before we talk about emotions and all of that stuff, I ordered this thing. It's supposed to be good for kidneys. Let me show it to you. Because we do work on ads here on this Let's Get Real YouTube channel. By the way, whatever it is that you're going through, I want to pray with you. I want to love you. It's a harsh reality whenever it is that you are going through a disability, because a disability will somehow, what's the word that I want to mention? It will set you back. Oh yeah. And a lot of people don't care to understand, or really, unless you're like a functional medicine doctor, or unless you're like a nurse or something like that, and then you really understand to what is going on with the body. Okay, but anyways, okay, this is the name of the product. It's like a kidney tea. Please pray for me that way. Hopefully this works. And Shu Zhen Wu Bao Cha. I don't know. I don't understand the inscription on it. What do you think of that? Yeah, and I guess, let me open it. It has like all of these little like, now I'm not, I even though I just got it tonight, I'm not going to take it tonight, because if I take it tonight, I don't know, because I guess it does have caffeine in it, because it does have not ginseng. I guess it does have what is that, the natural aspect. So I'll definitely come on here tomorrow and I'll prepare this. I'm most impressed. Yeah, I'll come on here and I'll definitely prepare this. So, what do you want to pray about tonight? I definitely want to pray. Father in heaven, I just want to come to you right now for whatever is going on in my body. Through the debilitating fatigue, through the sleep apnea. I just want to come on here and glorify you right now. Because sometimes, that's all I can really do. Right. So, I want to talk about the video that I just did. Let's go through it.
Of education. What is that? YouTube, vlogging, and overall, just knowing how to come here and recognize the various age limitations on here. It's really cold on here in Chicago, excuse me. And I wanted to come on here today and basically give you a message of hope, prayer, and encouragement wherever it is that you are. Because I just enjoy being here, talking to you, especially during these moments, these hard times that we are obviously living in, right? So what do I have for you today? Well, I'm here at this lovely high school. And do I want to take you back to your high school living days? Well, maybe so. How were your high school living days? And particularly, I want to know how your education system works. Because, I'm looking at it and it is different between public and private here in the US. I would like to know how the education system works in all parts of the world. I'd like to know how the education is in Korea, particularly because Korea has a very strict level of education system. And wow, it is cold. Hope I can last long. And I know my eyes are kind of being covered by my hat, my Christmas hat. So, to the young people, were you left out a lot during your younger years? I was an outcast, and I was teased a lot. And people are asking me, why do you want to remember that? Well, I'm going to say this. I wish I had known what I know now to what I've known then. I would have valued and appreciated my youth times more. So this is why I like to, excuse the wind by the way, do the things that I do for the youth. I'm going to take a walk, by the way, around this place of education, this place of youth. Because as I want to share on here, I want you to value and appreciate your education system a lot more in the moment. So that's why I talk about being in the moment a lot. Your system may not have so much money. Oh, by the way, this reminds me of so much. I'm just looking inside. And it brings me a lot of memories. And I want you to know one thing, whether you're in a private or public school here in the US, there's no difference in terms of the education system. I've done both. And what you are going to have to do as a young person is lead yourself. Sometimes as individuals, we do have to come outside of the walls of a building and rather know how we can better educate ourselves. Now, am I telling you?
All right, so I wanted to talk about educating yourself. Particularly because I want to say this. I want to say a private school here in Illinois can run you somewhat. I think some private schools about what 15,000, somewhat 20,000 a year or something around there. I know. I remember there was a school in the UK where I guess like all of the Dukes and all of the Royals go to. If I remember, I think that at that particular school is about 50K in pounds or something like that. I want to just say this. Nowadays, here in the US, we've obviously got, social media. All over social media. I can literally find ways to lead myself in this thing called education. And if I could go back, if I can go back, I can definitely lead myself in this thing called education. Because the reality is if you spend so much money on a private healthcare, on a private school system, or I can't tell you how much money it can cost you. Another thing that I do want to talk about on here in terms of like education system is this. Breaking down the levels of education system, because we've got the public and private, we've got the inner city, we've got the suburbs, and all of these sectors to how education is broken down. Hey, hola, ¿cómo estás? Ángel Pérez Crespo, bienvenido. Yo te quiero preguntar, ¿cómo está el sistema de educación en Puerto Rico? Pienso que es igual aquí, al igual aquí como en los Estados Unidos. How is the education system in Puerto Rico? I want to know how it is. I want to know how the education system is in Puerto Rico. I want to know how are the systems of levels. Okay, so because here in the U.S., if I'm not mistaken, they have preschool, they have kindergarten, and then from kindergarten it goes to like eighth grade, and that's one sector that's considered grammar school. And after grammar school, if you go from grammar school and you graduate grammar school, okay? El sistema es muy malo en todo. No, no me digas eso. No me digas eso. No me digas eso. No quiero escuchar eso. No quiero escuchar eso. No, 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 no. I don't want to hear. All right. So I understand that not all systems are the same. I understand that. Sí, es así. Okay. Okay. No. Eso me da, eso me da en el alma. Eso me da en el alma. That hits me hard because the education system is something that should be valued. I mean, I want to say this. We've got libraries here in the US. A lot of the libraries sit empty, or if we have kids going into the libraries, they're using it as a hangout, or they're usually there to do bad in a library. And I mean, we've got like all of this library system. We've got sí, es que los planes médicos pasó una de las caen para recibir servicios básicos. ¿Qué? No. No me gusta eso. Y déjame preguntarte, Ángel, que es, bueno, Ángel, sí, malusimos. No, no me gusta eso. No me gusta al saber que el sistema de educación está malo en, en un país como Puerto Rico. Especialmente me encanta Puerto Rico, me encanta todo. No puedo creer. No lo puedo creer. Alright, pero yo hice este video, ¿ok? En inglés, para hablar a través del sistema educativo aquí en los Estados Unidos y de lo que yo pasé al crecer esto. Lleva años que no mejora. ¿Piensas que quizás van a tener que pagar más dinero a través del sistema? ¿Qué piensas? You think that they're going to have to pay more money into the education system in order to make it better? I want teachers. I want teachers with hearts of gold. I remember Miss Jackson, okay? I remember Miss Jackson. She said this, that's so very important. She said that she would educate kids for free. Yeah, she said that she would educate kids for free. I love that mentality. I love that. Una maestra que se llamaba la maestra Jackson, cuando yo estaba en el 8 grado, ella dijo una cosa muy importante, muy vital, que ella sí está supuesta a educar a nuestra juventud gratis. A mí sí me gusta. A mí sí me gustaría hacer eso. Educar a nuestros sistemas, a nuestros hijos gratuitos. Yeah. And if I could tell the young people here, I mean, I can't tell you enough to start appreciating your education system. I don't know how to, I don't know how else to explain. I mean, here in the U.S., you pay taxes of the yin yang. You don't pay taxes of the yin yang. You might as well um, take advantage of all of these educational systems. Otra cosa que te quería preguntar, Ángel Crespo, a Ángel Pérez Crespo. Si hay librerías en tu país, ¿verdad? Si hay librerías, parece que sí, parece que sí. There is a library system. There is a porque aquí en los Estados Unidos sí, claro que claro que hay librerías y muchas de ellas están vacías. And the kicker is this, okay? Because I'm a lot, I'm at libraries a lot. Whenever it is that I feel up to whenever it is that I feel good about being at a library. I'm at a library, and every time I go there, it's just like basically to kind of get my mind off of things, to relax. I really appreciate the library systems that we have. Pues acá las hay, pero pocas. Oh my goodness. Sí me han dicho que en el gobierno bueno, esto es lo que yo entiendo, que en el gobierno de México, no tienen tantas librerías y no tienen tantas, ¿cómo se dice? Zonas a donde puedan ir a usar el internet. Tú lo que tienes que hacer es ir a estas cafeterías y pagar por el internet. Pagas muy bajo, o bueno, muy bajo, te cobran, muy barato cuando tú vas a las cafeterías para usar el internet. O a lo mejor yo creo que hay por lo tanto, todo eso ¿cómo te diré? Ha cambiado con los tiempos. But yeah, the education system. Yeah, eso es el gobierno acá de internet gratis. Ok, acá da internet gratis. Ok, eso me da gusto. Eso me da gusto el saber. ¿Qué más quisiera que el gobierno aquí viera internet gratis? Pero ¿sabes qué? Si lo da gratis, ¿cómo va a funcionar? Perdón, disculpa. Tenía que bostezar un poquito. Ahí sabes que en unos cuantos minutos ya le voy a parar porque sabes que estoy muy, muy cansada. He estado trabajando casi todo el día. No, pero sí voy a regresar en la mañana, pero no. Sí quiero hablar a través de esto del sistema de educación en la juventud, porque uno como ser humano no sabe, acaba de caer otro avión, no me digas. Dios mío, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo acaba de caer otro avión? Ay, no, no me digas eso. Acaba de caer otro avión. Ah, quiero rezar mucho. Quiero rezar mucho. Oh my goodness. Okay. Father in heaven, for the victims that have gone on through such a tragedy, oh Lord, I just lift them up to you. Comfort and strength comes from you, oh God. Ya van a decir dónde es. Ay, no. ¿Es aquí en los Estados Unidos? Ay, a ver, vamos a ver, a ver. A ver, podemos, pues, bueno, ya sabes, todo es puro, ya sabes, todo es puro, casi todo el mundo, usa CNN, CNBC. I had got dementia for today. Here's the first sign my brain was declining. Oh no. Oh my goodness, okay. No me gusta estar, no me gusta estar así, ya sabes, cuando cuando estoy tan cansada y batallo mucho para encontrar el concentramiento. Vogue faces conservative backlash over ruthless album. Ok, bueno, sí. Es que aquí tenemos la noticia, el noticiero. No, pero sí quería venir por lo menos a hablar a través del sistema educativo y cómo es el sistema en Puerto Rico, cómo es el sistema en Canadá, cómo es el sistema a donde sea. Tú puedes pagar una escuela privada aquí en los Estados Unidos que te puede comenzar entre 15 a 20,000 dólares. Yo lo que quiero saber es cómo son las escuelas privadas en Australia, cómo son las escuelas privadas, porque sabes que uno piensa en estas cosas. A mí me han dicho que el sistema es muy estricto en el país de Corea, de Sur Corea o de South Korea. Tú tienes, es mandatorio que tú seas muy inteligente. Es mandatorio. Es mandatorio, si no, no sé cuál es la penalidad o no sé cuál es el castigo. Acá las escuelas privadas son caras, ok, sí, eso me han dicho, eso me han dicho. ¿Cuánto pueda costar una escuela privada? ¿Dentro de 15 a 20,000 o qué se tantea? Porque yo sé que en Puerto Rico usan el dólar estadounidense, algo así. I do know that in Puerto Rico, they use, what is it, the US dollar, I believe, is what they use for currency. And on top of the fact that growing up, I was influenced in the wrong direction. I mean, the money over, in my school system, I mean, it was just like, so, I mean, even though I went to a public school system, and that public school system is still around, by the way. Mensual de $700 700 en adelante. Oh, caray. Al mes. Eso es al mes, ¿verdad? Sí, es caro. Es caro eso. $700, no. Eso sí es cada quinceaña. Ah, caray. Eso es muy, muy caro. Yo quiero saber, tú estarías, bueno, porque yo tenía una maestra cuando yo estaba en el 8 grado, Ángel Pérez Crespo, que ella decía que ella sí estaba supuesta a educar nuestros estudiantes gratuito. Pero sabes que hoy en día, como ya tenemos YouTube, ya sabes, ya tenemos tenemos fondos, ya sabes, tenemos Instagram y todo, tú mismo te puedes educar tú mismo. Ya hay formas y maneras en cómo tú mismo puedes salir adelante en este sistema educativo. ¿Ok? Ok, bueno, ¿sabes qué? De todo corazón, ya la voy a parar aquí, porque sabes que estoy muy cansada. Voy a rezar, voy a estudiar mi Biblia. Acuérdate que lideras, el liderazgo es algo en ti. Y aquí en este canal yo siempre quiero buscar maneras en cómo podemos. Tengo que salir, regreso en 20 minutos. Ándale pues, mi amor para ti, ¿ok? Ángel Pérez Crespo, mucho amor, cariño. Gracias, gracias de todo corazón por estar aquí. All right, so anyways, so the education system. I want to continue in this thing called the education system. I want to continue in the influences that I got. I was actually influenced a lot by this one radio station. I was influenced by a lot of, like DJs and stuff like that. I was also, what is it that we had? We had Bad Boy Bill, we had Jalen, Jem and Julian Jumping Perez. We had like all of the big names, and I was influenced by all of those. I was also influenced, like with a lot of soap operas, MTV, things of that nature. I went down the wrong path in being influenced by those kinds of things. And the one thing that I want to do is obviously bring people here, bring the young people here, and teach them how they can rather educate themselves and lead themselves. Okay. Well, anyways, my name is Lori G. I am in a place to be. We got stocks, options, futures, forex, and cryptocurrencies. No, lead yourself in the place that you're in, and always, always go back to the basics. You will increase in learning. My love to all of our young people. Okay, young people, 5 years old and up. Okay, my love to you, and I will definitely see you in my next one. Get some rest. See you.